Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Nick. Welcome back to the DisTract watch party. Um, for those of you that are new here, thank you very much for joining us. We do watch parties every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. This is a pre-show. We're essentially going to be watching the movie Edge of 17 on Netflix. We're going to be watching that in about 9 minutes and 30 seconds. But before we do that, I just wanted to get some information about the movie pulled up so that we know what we're getting into. But I also want to shout out this week's IG Trivia High Scores. We did do a nominee trivia earlier this week, and you guys did a great job with that. We had 3 perfect scores, so I did want to shout out KM Dean 2005 got a perfect score on that. Candy who's going to be joining the stream later in chat, also got a perfect score, as well as for the second week in a row, Man of Movies. So Greg and Dave, I think from Random Movies, are second week in a row they had a perfect score, so they've been killing it lately. I did want to highlight them. If you guys are interested in movie trivia at all, we do movie trivia twice a week. So we do a nominee trivia and movie trivia on my Instagram. You can follow me at TheDisTract if you want to keep up to date with that stuff. I also post the nominees every week there as well, and some trailers, and it's a fun follow, so make sure to check that out. If you guys want to help us vote for what movie to watch next week, you can do so on the Discord. Link is in the description below. You hop on the Discord there. We post the nominees on Wednesdays and then end voting on Friday, so you guys can vote on the movies there as well. See, we do have some people in the chat here. Welcome in Brian, Kathleen, Dean, and Jaws. I haven't seen Jaws in a minute. Welcome back here, man. Hopefully you can hang out and watch the movie with us here. Should be a fun one. So speaking of the Discord, this week's theme was high school. So we had a bunch of high school movies, including Clueless. We had Fast Times at Ridgemont High. We had Ferris Bueller's Day Off, House Party, and the winning one, which was Edge of 17, which is one that Candy Who herself won to nominate. We do trivia during the watch parties here. So if you guys do like movie trivia and watching movies here, I am going to ask 5 questions. When you guys hear this little tune, that means that it is time for a trivia question. So just get your keyboards ready, and whoever gets the most trivia questions by the end of the night, if somebody does get multiple, then they get to pick what nominee we select for next week. So they'll add to the nominee list there, so that should be a fun time. But I do want to get some information pulled up for the Edge of 17, so I do have that here. Edge of 17 came out in 2016. Looks like it's going to be at an hour. I'm in at an hour and 45, so not too long. It is directed by Kelly Freeman Craig, who also wrote the movie. I don't know what she's done. She's done. I'll definitely look that up before we check this out here. Josh says, "Yo, Chi Chi, thanks. It's been a while. Lots of work." I totally feel you, man. you work a lot harder than I do, so I totally get that. But glad you can hang out for this one here. Kelly Freeman Craig, writer and director. Edge of 17 synopsis. High school life gets even more unbearable for Nadine when her best friend Krista starts dating her older brother. This is a pretty simple concept here. From what I have seen this movie before, from what I remember from it, it's really funny, but it's extremely cringy, which I think is probably authentic to most people's high school experience, which I thought was really cool. It's also, I think it's R-rated too. Let me just check here. I remember it being fairly adult. Rated R. Okay, cool. Comedy drama. This stars Haley Steinfeld, who's having a bit of a moment because I think she's taking over for Hawkeye, I believe, right? I think they're doing a show for Marvel, and she's supposed to be like taking the mantle or something of that position potentially. That looked a lot of fun. I watched that trailer. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys did too. We have Candy saying, "Hey, I'm jumping in quick for the opening. We'll join again later though." Awesome. Thanks for hopping in and saying what's up. We'll definitely look out for you during the stream. It also stars Haley Lou Richardson, who is I like her in pretty much everything she's been in. I think she's awesome too. Also Haley Steinfeld as well. I think she's like super entertaining in everything she's in. Woody Harrelson has a fun role in this one. Kira Sedgwick as the mother. Kira Sedgwick's really good in this as well. I don't recognize too many of the other faces in here, but if I'm missing anybody notable, make sure to let me know in the chat here. Jaw says Kate Bishop. Is that the character Okay, that's the name of the character on Hawkeye. Okay, cool. So yeah, she's going to be playing Kate Bishop. I don't know her relevance in the comics necessarily, but I just, when I saw her casting, I was like, oh, they did a good job there, because I think she's really good in so many things. I think I first saw her in True Grit, like most people. Let's see here. So I did want to see what the director's done aside from this. Kelly Freeman Craig, because I had not heard that name before. Also, let me know, guys, have y'all seen this, or is this like a first time watch for any of you? Or you guys, if you haven't seen it, I usually advise people like to mute the stream. You can stay on with us and just mute the stream, and then afterward, when we do the talk after, you can let us know what you thought. That way, if you haven't seen the movie, you can kind of give it your full attention and then check back in with us after. Joss says I saw her first on Bumblebee. Okay. And this is going to be a first time watch for Joss. So yeah, Joss, it's up to you. If you want to hang out and watch the movie with us and chat, or if you feel like it's too hard to like pay attention to the film and still listen to the commentary, then just mute it, and then after the stream you just let us know what you thought of the movie and stuff. It's really up to you there. So she did a movie called, that was her directorial debut, is this movie, and she's in post-production on her next directing movie. So it's called Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. So I'll definitely keep an eye out for that one, because I do remember enjoying this movie a lot. Let me just make sure that I have chat here. Yeah, I did enjoy this one a lot, so I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for her next feature, because apparently this was the only movie that she did. She did write some before this, but this was her kind of directorial debut, her first film. So let's see. So we have about 3 minutes here. If anyone's joining in and hasn't joined the watch party before, the movie's going to start in about 3 minutes here. If you pull up the movie on Netflix, which is what Edge of 17 is available on, you can do it on Netflix, or you can pull it up however is most convenient for you, be it like DVD, VHS, anything like that. Stop it at about 10 seconds in. So it should look like, I know it's underneath chat because I'm testing YouTube and stuff out here, but it should look much like the thumbnail that I have right here. Underneath Netflix. So about 10 seconds in, just pause it. Once the timer goes down, you're going to see a cool countdown animation. It's going to tell you when to press play precisely, and then you'll be all synced up with this. If for some reason you don't get it synced up immediately, I do have a duration timer on the next screen as well. It's going to tell you exactly where to fast forward or rewind in the film to sync right back up with us there, so it should be fun. I'm just going to read some quick trivia here. We got about 2 minutes for the film. So apparently Woody Harrelson improvised many of Mr. Brunner's quips and jokes to the delight of writer and director Kelly Freeman Craig. So keep an eye out for Woody Harrelson in this, because apparently most of his lines were improv, which is that's kind of a testament to him as an actor. He's one of those people I guarantee like directors just love having on a set, whether he's doing drama or anything. He just seems like one of those kind of guys. Hayden Setso Irwin is 11 years older than Haley Steinfeld. Haley Steinfeld. Haley Steinfeld's a terrible name. Haley Steinfeld's Nadine. So I guess Hayden Setso is supposed to be, I guess Irwin is her brother in the movie. So it says that her brother's 11 years older than her. Kelly Freeman Craig sent the original script entitled Besties to James L. Brooks. Brooks agreed to produce the film, but in one of their first meetings, Brooks told her the most important thing you have to figure out is what you want to say about life in this story. Piece of advice that would help her refocus the plot and add dramatic elements. So apparently this was more of a comedic movie. It didn't have much of a, I guess a life focus and stuff that he kind of made her add in the script upon rewrites. The original script titled Bestie centered more on the comedic, it's pretty much saying what I'm saying now, centered more on the comedic aspect and Nadine's friendship with Krista rather than the friendship being one of the aspects affecting her life. That script did not have Mr. Brunner, Nadine's teacher. Nadine's full name was Nadine Hamidi Yusufa Rostami. I probably butchered that. Her mom's boyfriend was envisioned differently with dialogue, so apparently this went through a lot of changes in the script writing process. Nadine wears a t-shirt from the University of Tutoyatuk. This is killing me here. Is the hamlet of about 850 people located in the Arctic Ocean in Canada. This is Kelly Freeman Craig's directorial debut, which we went over. Hayden Setso was the first one to be cast. I guess that's her brother. I'm not 100% sure. All right, guys. At 10 seconds, we'll go ahead and switch it here, and you guys should see the countdown animation.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0.
All right, guys, we should be off and running. We just got the opening thing here. You just pull this up. Okay, cool. So we'll go ahead and close trivia. So like I said, I did see this before. It's been a long time. I remember really enjoying it when I first watched it, and it's gotten really great critical and audience reviews for this one. So this is a beloved high school film. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Szeto. Zeto? I guess the S is silent. Maybe Zeto. Dude, he is brutal. I doubt that was improv, but if it was, he's a legend, but I don't know. Okay, cool. So, let's see. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start the trivia questions. These are going to be high school themed trivia questions, guys. So, high school themed trivia questions. Remember, winner gets to nominate a movie for Wednesday. So, the first question is, and you guys should know this one. I got a lot of like comics fans in here. What DC Comics film features Billy Batson, a high school boy who can transform into an adult superhero? What DC Comics film features Billy Batson, a teenage boy who can transform into an adult superhero? Shaw said that's reminded me of my sister and I. That's cool. You have that kind of relationship with your sister. Are in their backpacks. Solid advice. All right, guys, we got no answer so far. Let's see. Does anybody have any ideas what it might be? If not, I can jump to another question as well. What DC Comics film features Billy Batson, a teenage boy who can transform into an adult superhero? Kathleen says, "Is that guy orange?" No. I don't think his suit's orange. In the US. She actually looks like young Haley Steinfeld. They did a good job casting. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I could buy that was her as a kid, you know? Kathleen says Flash. Unfortunately, Flash is not correct. But you're in the right universe. All right, guys, I'm going to try another question here. This one's really easy. What type of car is the time machine in Back to the Future? What type of car is the time machine in Back to the Future? Josh says, what was the question again? I'll circle back to the question because I have a feeling you know exactly what it is, but I'll circle back to it for the next one. But this one is, what type of car is the time machine in Back to the Future? Jaws says DeLorean, which is correct. So Jaws is on the board with a point. DeLorean is the correct answer. And that does qualify. That's a high school movie. He's in high school and all that kind of stuff, so definitely fits. I feel like I know the dad from somewhere too. Do you guys recognize him? Eric Keenly side. Kathleen Dean says DeLorean as well, which is correct. But Jaws got it first, so Jaws gonna grab the point there. Is she having a heart attack? Oh my god, I just realized where I know him from. It's a shitty scene. I don't know if I guess he just got a heart attack and dies. That sucks. But the guy that plays her father, she says her father, he's orange, right? Orange. What do you mean by orange? Like his skin color, or like, I don't know what you mean. Hey, what I recognize the guy from is there's a movie called Dreamcatcher. And he plays the hunter that comes in and is all gross and has a fever and he shits in their bathroom, and like that's where I know the guy from. It's a very small part in Dreamcatcher. I've just seen that movie so many times that I recognize him. No, I hate that idea. Just learning spoilers so you don't have to watch something. Get out of here. I highly disagree. Solid pickup line there. What is a conniption? I hear that in like movies and shows all the time, and I have no idea what a conniption is. Is it like an aneurysm or something? Conniption. Conniption fit. A fit of rage or hysterics. So it's not like a medical thing. It's just like a term for freaking out, right? A tantrum. I thought a conniption was like some kind of like medical thing that you have. It's just red, but at a store? He's trying. You got to give him credit. Oh, Erwin. Wait, is he the guy? Oh, okay, so her brother's not Erwin. Her brother's Darian. So Hayden Zetto is Erwin. And I apologize if I'm pronouncing the name incorrectly, but he's Erwin. So apparently he's 11 years older. So they're saying like, hey, I don't know if they end up together. I'm assuming based on high school movies that I've seen a million times before that they do in this. But yeah, Erwin's 11 years older than Haley Steinfeld. His AP study group, what an overachiever. It's a two-person party. It's so lame. Yeah, you need to hide your phone when you're drunk. Put it in a locked safe somewhere. It's kind of a dick move, Darren. She did legitimately call dibs, which is legally binding in many states. Don't Kathleen says like this song. I don't recognize the song, but oh hell yeah. This movie just got oh, Ballroom Blitz. Okay, I thought you were talking about this song that was playing during the pool thing. Yeah, I like Ballroom Blitz too. Um this movie gets major cool points because 3 of those 4 bags of chips were Zaps, which are the best chips known to man. I don't know if that you guys are just finding this out, but Zaps are the greatest chips. And 3 out of 4 were Zaps, which means they're a very cultured, amazing family. So they're immediately likable in my eyes. Kath, says Zaps. Yes, I know. That's some intense depression. I've got to spend the rest of my life with myself. Jaws says, never heard of them, you poor soul. I feel both sorry for you that you haven't heard from them and happy that you get to experience them for the first time. What is it? Zaps Voodoo. If you look up Voodoo from Zaps, or don't look it up, I don't know. No one, you shouldn't Google snacks. Gives you a bad ref. But next time you're out at stores and you see Voodoo chips by Zaps, get those. And then enjoy life. This is also, I think, the 6th or 7th watch party that we've done, guys, where I've made references to the snacks being eaten in there, which is unfortunate. that those are the things I notice in movies. Josh says they don't exist in Miami. Well, you need to move, Josh. You need to move. That's horrible. Or call your representative and let them know that you're only going to vote for people that will bring Zaps to Miami. That you're a single issue voter in that regard. And Crawgator and Sweet Onion are both awesome as well. Very solid choices as well. But yeah, call your representatives in Miami. Let them know that you're only going to vote for people that bring Zaps to Miami and that you're a single issue voter and they need to make it happen. Or just move. Moving's probably easier. Oh, shit. That's awkward. Shaw says, I've tried beaver nuggets recently. Those sound extremely interesting. I need deets. I need details. I have no idea what those are. Are they nuggets? Are they like a snack? Some kind of like chip? She look okay? No, she's not okay. From Buc-ee's. We have a Buc-ee's here. I didn't know Buc-ee's was like a national thing. Oh, she's gonna blame the brother for putting the moves on. Ooh. He's like, you only have one friend. That is brutal. Oh, I was in Texas. Okay. So they probably don't have Buc-ee's in South. I don't know. I associate Buc-ee's with very like Western or Southern places. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't see Buc-ee's anywhere north of the Mason-Dixon line. I could be wrong though. They just seem very Bass Pro Shoppy, you know. That's just so funny because yeah, nope, not in Florida. Yeah. Yeah. This is funny because I had to move away from New Orleans because of Hurricane Katrina. And I used the excuse as much as humanly possible when I was at my new school. Yeah, it's just really hard because I'm like getting through Katrina. And they're like, that was like 2 years ago, dude. And I'm just like, oh, well, sorry I was late for class. It's just, you know, Hurricane Katrina happened and I couldn't get here on time. I was really going through a lot. I milked it for every bit of it was worth to come in late to class. And it worked for like you said, like probably up to a year. It's not my proudest moment, but that's brutal. If you guys haven't seen, there's a movie called Columbus, directed by Kogonada. He's got another movie coming out this year, which I really want to say called After Yang. But and she's also in that movie too. But Haley Lee Richardson, who plays Krista in this movie, who's speaking right now, is in Columbus, which is an extremely great movie. It's really cool. It's really kind of a slow burn, more of a drama. So when next time you guys are in the mood for one of those, look it up. I think it's on Hulu, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely a really cool movie. And I definitely want to see the director's next one that she's in as well. I think it premiered at Venice or TIFF this year or something, but it should be coming out later this year, I believe. Did you guys have Velcro shoes? I wonder how prevalent those were. I want to know in the comments or in the chat if you guys had Velcro shoes or if you had light up shoes too, and at what age you had them. I think if you had light up shoes past the age of like 14, you're cool in my eyes, and shitty in everyone else's, but or like lame in everyone else's. But I thought light up shoes were the shit forever. Josh said I had one of those. Did you have light up shoes like LA Gears, or did you have Velcro shoes? You look so hot with that belt phone. Oh, you had none of those. My bad. The chat is super small. By the way, guys, I'm testing out doing it exclusively to YouTube because I wanted to see if the chat was more responsive. So I don't know if Bry Guy's still in the chat or Kathleen's still in the chat. Does it seem like the chat's more responsive, like I'm able to read it quicker than I was before, or do you think it's the same? Because that was kind of the test. I was seeing if like the lag was better doing it just on YouTube. slower. Oh shit. Okay. So yeah, I might have to just switch back to Restream next week, or maybe I'll do 1 week where we just do it on Twitch. I don't know if you guys all have Twitch, but Twitch seems to be very quick and more responsive than YouTube, from my testing at least, unless I'm doing something completely wrong. Kathleen says lag is about 2 minutes. Yeah, that seems very long. So yeah, I'll have to look into that and see. Next week we may try. Next week I have a guest on, so we'll definitely go back to doing a YouTube and Twitch. But next time we do a solo watch party, I'll probably just do a Twitch exclusive one and see how it reacts. Now I like this song too. This was playing Anderson .Paak back in 2016 before he blew up. His debut record, I want to say his debut record was awesome. I don't know when that came out, 2014 or something. He says maybe one, but definitely slower. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I thought if I did one or the other that it would kind of like lessen the lag and stuff and make it more responsive. Still seems to be having issues though, so. All right, guys. All right, Jaws. I'm going to go ahead and read off the question I took before because I really think you probably know that one. And this will be question number 2. What DC Comics film features Billy Batson, a high school boy who can transform into an adult superhero? What DC Comics film features Billy Batson, a high school boy who can transform into an adult superhero? Twins. Yeah. I should nominate that for the watch party 1 week. Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and DeVito. Ooh. Wow, why even ask her how her night went if you're just going to tell her about yours? Kathleen says Shazam. Shazam is the correct answer. So we are tied 1 apiece here. Jaws with 1 and Kathleen with 1. Shazam 2, I think, is coming out as well. I don't know when the release date for that is. I don't think they've released a trailer. Jaws says that's what happens when you're self-absorbed. Right. Yeah, the mom definitely has that issue. She obviously has some self-esteem problems, too, that she's working through. Talking about the mother, yeah, I agree. What is this song? I know that's from like a Paul Thomas Anderson song. I think it's Magnolia. Yeah, Amy Man Save Me. Okay. There's a scene in Magnolia and Paul Thomas Anderson's where they like sing this song. I was wondering where I figured it out from. JA says Darian from season 2 of Glee. Is that who the actor is? The older brother. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't watch Glee. I was wondering about the song, but that's cool that he's the guy from Glee, I guess. I didn't recognize him at first. There's so many high school movies with fairs. I was talked about this. I thought it was a smart idea. Like, I usually like when they add fairs in because it's this, obviously it's probably a cheap place to shoot, you know, because there's constantly fairs going on around the country that would probably be down to like let you shoot there. But also the lights and everything, it's like really good production value. There's usually a lot of like, you know, potentially a lot of people around, but it makes for compelling cinematography generally without spending a lot of money either. Yeah, Kathleen says, who's he? Apparently Darian, or the character Darian from season 2 of Glee, is the older brother, who I think his name is Blake Jenner. It's funny because he plays Darian in this movie, unless you're saying, oh, you're saying Darian like the character in here is from season 2 of Glee. Okay. Yeah, he plays Ryder Lynn in Glee. I like how cringy they made the movie. They were just like, no, you're like, I don't know. I don't like when high schoolers are put together in movies. It's like everyone's a fucking mess in high school. At least they portray that. That's pretty embarrassing. Not great enough to date, but you're a great guy. What? Wow. I'd be like, what? You look like a very old man? Damn, that's cold. Pick. This whole movie is like a big billboard for starting therapy early. Like, I feel like she just needs to talk to a therapist and then she'd be way better. But then again, to be fair, therapy, I don't know, when I was in high school, therapy wasn't like it didn't seem like a socially viable option. Like there's obviously stigmas attached to it, or there was back then. I feel like it's a lot easier for kids to say yes to therapy now, but she could definitely benefit. Shaw says the teacher is the therapist. That's extremely true. Um, yeah, she pretty much uses him as a therapist, and she also used that kid that she had really no intention of like dating, and she knew he was into her as like a therapy pillow. So it's like, or like a therapy comfort. But that teacher does not get paid enough to be that girl's therapist. Teachers don't get paid enough anyway, but you can't be every kid's therapist too. So it's good that they prefaced this story with her dad and kind of how he passed and stuff. Yeah, like she just said, I wish you loved me that much, but it highlights and roots her issue like in the story, because I feel like if you didn't have that, she would feel super unreasonable, but because they do show that. So like they're rooting it in abandonment issues. Like she feels abandoned because her dad left, and then she feels abandoned by her best friend. But yeah, it kind of roots that emotional core, whatever she's going through. And the mom's doing a pretty horrible job too in this. Making green smoothies. I don't like them either. I would get it. I would chill and get slushies for sure over whatever that is. To be fair, slushies are good therapy. So if you can't get real therapy, just get slushies. Happiness in a cup. Joss is true that, yeah. They playing Spandau Ballet? True? I can faintly hear it. Yeah, they are. Doesn't the weather look fire in this movie? Like it's like light sweater weather. Like she's wearing like hoodies and shorts, which seems like the coolest weather ever. I don't know where this takes place, but oh, you pluck your nipples. Damn. She's like, I did that once. That's kind of a horrible advice. Jeez. I don't know if that's good and if that's a good outlook to have. See, the weird thing is the mom comes off like she's caring or she's trying, but she seems like she's trying because it's an annoyance to her. She's not trying because she actually wants to like help her daughter. It's more just like, I want you to not be a shitheel in the house. What do I have to do to make you not negatively affect my life at home? Film school kid, there's a winner. Does she have a Kill Bill shirt on? Is that like an 8-bit Kill Bill thing? It says Bride. I don't know if that's a game. If you guys know what her shirt's referencing, let me know. Her hoodie or whatever. Or maybe it says Braid. Maybe is Braid that Xbox game? I don't think it's 8-bit though. Suspend her. Give her detention. Disrespect. I don't know what that is. It looks like a South Park character on her shirt. That's true. That's true too. Mouth breathers that are on their phone too much definitely exist. She literally thinks she's too cool for school. Isn't he married though? I thought I remember him being married. Josh said that hurt me. Which part? She said a lot of shit. The 45K a year, the balding, I don't know. All of it. Damn. Oh, wow. That's friend for life territory. If someone offers you half their cookie, lock them up. Like, lock them up as a friend. That's sad. She's like, this is the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. Half a cookie. Joss's Futurama made me feel better. Yeah, I can see that. This movie's hitting you like hitting you on all fronts here. You're feeling like shit from the disses. You're like she's watching Futurama, drinking slushies. So you're like, well, that's me too. This seems like it's right up your alley, Joss. Candy says Futurama is the best. You know, I don't. I think I've seen like a couple episodes of Futurama, but I haven't watched it a lot. I don't know. I find like those animated sitcoms they're so time consuming. They're probably great, but I don't know. I wasn't a Seinfeld person either. Everyone's like, how did you not watch Seinfeld? I just missed it, I guess. No, not Seinfeld. I'm sorry. The Simpsons. I don't know. I didn't watch Seinfeld either, but I was thinking of The Simpsons when I said that. Josh says, oh my God, watch it. You'll have to check it out. Next time I have a day where I'm just like, I have like some hours to kill, I'll just watch a couple episodes of Futurama. But I also hear all of them. I hear like everyone's like, what's the BoJack Horseman is fantastic. Everyone says Rick and Morty. I haven't watched Rick and Morty. Everyone says Rick and Morty's amazing too. So I have like a huge list of like animated adult shows. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch Seinfeld. Candy says it's really fun. Highly recommend. Yeah, I should probably check it out. I feel bad for this guy. I mean, I feel bad for her too because she obviously needs therapy and is not getting it, and her parents are very hands off the wheel here. But she's pretty much just using this guy as like a buffer, as some kind of emotional buffer. I mean, it's making him happy, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna, she doesn't really want it to go anywhere, so. Dude, he is rich as shit. What the that pool, man? want a heated pool. I want to make enough money to get a heated pool with waterfalls. Remember when we were watching Clue and I said my goal was to get rich enough to where I could afford gargoyles outside my house, like reasonably? Like, I don't want to, I know you could put gargoyles outside your house if you were in a double wide or whatever, but I want a house that like looks like it could support gargoyles, you know? But also a heated pool would be really cool. Very unnecessary, but kind of the point. Candy says Gothic in the front, heated pool in the back. Exactly. It's like, oh wow. Yo, a dickhead. He's got that on a remote. How many people are dicks to him that he has like he has a preset button that says you're a dick? What's the point of having a hot tub? I guess it gets hotter. Oh, I guess that's true. The pool's probably like 75. That's probably like 105. Very underrated soundtrack in this one. I didn't remember the soundtrack being as good, but they've had some bangers on here so far. Edward Dick Hands. That's crazy. His parents just dip out and leave, like both of them in high school. He must be a model kid. Josh says, "I wish my parents did that when I was in school." Yeah, that would be really cool. I don't think either one of us, though, me or you, Jaws, would be as responsible with that power. Like, apparently he's just like a model kid. He just works on his films and draws and shit, even though he has a house. He has a mansion to himself with a dope pool in the back. Like, the amount of trust your parents would have to have in you to just be like, all right, we're gonna go for 3 months. We would fuck it up like the first time they did that for sure. Josh says my parents didn't let me do a lot of things. That sucks. A little funny. Congratulations. Ooh, that stings. Yikes. Can she even drive? Does she have a license? It had something about this shirt that she's wearing in trivia, like the University of Tacoma or something. I don't know if that's where the director went or something. Don't emotional text. This is a terrible idea. Don't do it. Okay. Oh. Do it in the Petland stock room. I don't know what app she's on, but if you have a messaging app and you put the cancel and send button right next to each other, fuck you. Fuck you, company. That's a horrible UI. And you should be sued for all the awful things like this that ensue because of it. It made it look like Facebook, and I'm pretty sure Facebook is in that. They're very stupid, but I don't think they're that stupid. Complicated and simple. Woody Harrelson. Yeah, justice full circle from her saying I want to kill myself in the beginning to like now. Do what? What? Confiscate his phone. Closure, laughing my ass off. What's funny is like we read in the pre-show trivia for this that Woody Harrelson improv most of his lines, so That's crazy because these seem very scripted, but apparently he was just improvising a lot of this and they left it in. I'm sure they had the main story beats, like she comes into him with a text but I guess all of his lines and stuff were mostly improvised. I don't know about Jaws, or me and Jaws, the one thing I think we connect most with Nadine about in this film is emotional eating. Anytime she's going through something, she hits a slushy, she hits some froyo, and I'm like, I'm right there with you. Emotional eating for the win. Who needs therapy when there's frozen yogurt shops everywhere? Candy says same, yeah. Josh says TCBY was big in high school. Yeah, it was big in ours too. We had Baskin Robbins though. At least y'all's was a little healthier. But yeah, we didn't have a very easily accessible yogurt shop. God's like, I'm just playing. I'm gonna butt fuck you some more. Uh-oh. This is like the scene. Well, she reaches for the TP. But this is like the scene where they're like, it can't get any worse. And then they go, and then it starts raining. Like they do in a billion movies. At least it can't get any worse. Just downpour. Nick saw your message. Yeah, that's what I said. Candy says, I love this jacket. Yeah, she wears this jacket a lot. It's like her character in this. If she would just get over her Krista thing, her friend could help her with her outfit. She's not doing it all by herself. Nah, she did alright. She looks good. She doesn't need a best friend. Yeah, that's gonna sting. Not smart. A solid soundtrack. Feel bad for him too. Well, because the mom like can't parent correctly, so like she relies on the older brother to like do it for her. I mean, I get they set it up with like, you know, she loses her husband and becomes a single parent, which is awful, and like, but this is what, like 4 years, 4 or 5 years after, and you're relying on your other high school kid to like connect with your, you know, daughter. I don't know. Yeah, it still sucks. Josh says this sounds like my family. Yeah, that sucks, man. It's like the older brother's not supposed to be the parent, you know, but the mom relies on him like one, like they're co-parenting. I guess that's one of the downsides to presenting as like a really well put together mature, because they imply that how well put together mature he is. He gets good grades, he's like in really good health, he's constantly doing green smoothies, and I guess when you're like that, the parents just lean on you that much more, you know. um but yeah, the mom's a mess in this movie. Oh my god, now he's parenting her. Jesus. No, she's not. Yeah, okay. That's what I'd be saying. This is such a huge, we already talked about this as being a huge advertisement for therapy. This family needs therapy like bad. I don't know why they didn't just get therapy after the dad passed, I guess. I don't know. But they definitely need to talk to professionals. My big jet plane. He's like, such a douchebag. And he's just F boy status. Oh, 100%. Yeah. He's a dictionary definition. the most awkward like seat going up sound ever. That reminds me of Up when he's going up the stairs and it's just awkward as shit and he's pushing the button and slowly going zzz. It's like the high school sex equivalent of that. Yeah, now he's gonna make her feel like shit. Like, no, I'm not getting laid, so you're worthless to me. Fucking asshole. I mean, she did send him a super suggestive text, but the fact which she's not into it, you're just gonna like act like a total little entitled bitch. Like, I don't know how you can be such a like little shit about it. I can. I guess he's what is he, 17? He's a 17-year-old boy. We're all fucking idiots, but yeah. He's just a colossal shithead, and that's congratulations, you guilt tripper into making out with you. Awesome. Good job. Jesus. Damn, he told all his friends too. And then probably the worst sin is you just let a high school girl run away in a parking lot by herself. Yeah. And just drive off like, I don't care. I don't know, maybe he pulls up and tries to like take her home or something, but you take her to like some abandoned parking lot and just run off by herself. Cool. Way to go, buddy. Oh, I think she calls. Doesn't she call? Yeah, I was gonna say she calls the teacher. Also, props to him for like, yeah, I was gonna say giving money and shit. If you're like loitering around a business and not spending any money there, it's kind of like a, I don't know, comes off shitty. Props to him too. Keeps his private life private. You don't owe like telling everyone in high school your shit, you know? It's so funny because when I see this, I don't know how many of you guys have seen True Detective, um, but it's weird watching like him be like dad of the year in this, or like like husband of the year in this, and him be such a piece of shit family person in True Detective, like an awful father. I guess it just speaks to the range of Woody Harrelson as an actor, but it's so weird seeing him kind of a similar character, but like complete different ends of the moral spectrum as far as his behavior and how he acts and stuff. Candy says, I think it also shows how she's never asked about him. She only goes to unload her problems on him, forgetting he's a human being. Yeah, no, I think that's her one of her biggest character flaws is she's very, very narcissistic. Because she even does that with her friend Erwin, the film school guy. She just essentially uses him as therapy instead of, and even though she knows that he has a crush on her, he's into her, she just kind of uses him like free therapy. And she uses her teacher with no regard for like their own private lives and their own time, which it's not, you know, it's emblematic of kids that age, like very immature and not very empathetic. But um yeah, her and her brother's just kind of fed up with it. But people mature at different times, I guess. Make him give you a ride. Oh my god, I'd be so like annoyed as her teacher. Like, oh my, serious? It's not my fucking problem. This is pre-Uber. I feel like for everyone watching nowadays, they're like, why didn't she just take an Uber? This takes place pre-Uber. I'd be like, look, this can't happen again. Don't mince words. Yeah, no, thank you at all. She's extremely narcissistic, but yeah, it's weird because Haley Steinfeld's so likable, I think, as an actress and as like it makes her more likable as a character. But I think if you play her a different way, or like if somebody else plays her, she would instantly be unlikable to me. But like for some reason, I just buy that she's just a dumb 17-year-old, and that kind of glosses over a lot of this stuff. Like her not showing any kind of gratitude, her being like super, yeah, I mean, she's a teenager, and that kind of comes through. I feel like there are actors though where that doesn't, and you just go, wow, what a shitty character, you know. I think she plays it with enough vulnerability to pull it off. Yeah, Candy says teenagers are pretty self-involved in general. Yeah, I agree. All right, guys, I'm going to read another trivia question here. I think I'm behind one. So let's go ahead and read this trivia question. Jaws has 2. So if Jaws wins this one, Jaws gets to pick a nominee for next week. If somebody else gets on the board, then we have a game here. So the next trivia question is, what John Waters cult classic stars Ricky Lake and Divine? What John Waters cult classic stars Ricky Lake and Divine? And this is high school theme trivia, by the way. High school theme. Jaw says Crybaby. We've got Candy with Hairspray. Hairspray is correct. 1988's Hairspray is the correct answer. So good job here. We've got a game. Jaws has 2, Candy has 1, and we'll see with the next one if somebody locks it up or if we go to a sudden death right after the film is over. I'm probably behind, so I'll probably read one in about 10 minutes here before the end, and then we'll do the last one right after during the outro. The you know, I think another reason this movie was successful too was, one, it kind of works on an emotional level. I think a lot of people can relate to a lot of the characters, but I think the brother character is something that is not explored in high school movies that much, which is the kind of put together, mature kid that kind of has to pick up for the slack for the parents or for another sibling or something like that. I feel like that's isn't explored in high school a lot. It always kind of explores the characters that that need a lot, that have a lot of like emotional and needs and stuff like that in the movie, and they don't really focus on like the plight of the character that kind of has to prop those characters up, you know. It's hard for a lot of movies to have. Yeah, Candy says seriously, not a complete jerk to the sibling either. Right. It's kind of hard for a lot of movies to be fair to other characters that are not the point of view character. Usually they only see it through their own lens of the character, and then, you know, all the other characters are kind of shown through that lens. But this movie does a good job of like showing the plight of all of the characters, you know, and not just through Nadine's lens, but giving their point of view too. Joss says the brother is me but prettier. Yeah. That sucks. And you're beautiful. Don't let anyone tell you different. I love how like corny the student films are, because especially high school student films are like super low production quality for the most part. It's just two pants with googly eyes talking to each other. This mom's a mess, man. She's trying, but she's a mess. She needs to figure her shit out. Was that the kid? Was that the Petland douchebag? Was he watching in the stands? So awkward the way he's walking. All right, guys, I'm gonna do the last trivia, or the second to last trivia question here. Sorry. All right, for the second to last trivia question, remember, if Jaws gets this, the game's over. If not, we go to the last question here and see if anyone can tie him or take the lead. What is John Cusack in Gross Point Blank? A golfer, a hitman, or a delivery person? What is John Cusack in Gross Point Blank? A golfer, a hitman, or a pizza delivery person? Candy says hitman, which is correct. John Cusack is a hitman in Gross Point Blank. So we have a tie game here. Jaws with 2, Candy with 2. So once the movie ends here, we'll read that last question off and see who can nominate for next week. Shiwan coming in here at the end. Good evening. Good evening to you, Shiwan. How's it going today? This movie's just wrapping up here. We got about 8 minutes left, I believe. Shiwan said, sorry I missed the film again. No problem. Thanks for hopping in and saying what's up, though. It's good to see you. She wants has been busy with work. Oh, I believe it, man. You guys put out a lot of cool content. I can imagine your available hours are low, so I really appreciate you hanging out when you can. I hope he wins his little film festival thing. That his animations are pretty awesome. I forget if he places or what. I don't know. Wasn't you. I like how they lean into how awkward everyone is in high school. It's believable. Did she make up with her friend or what? Krista, did I miss that or something? I guess the moral of the story is that she just finds a new friend because she can't she can't like click with the fact that her friend's with her brother, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's somewhat realistic, right? Candy says, yeah, she did. Okay, but are they like best friends now, or did she just kind of like, or did she kind of just say, hey, it's okay, no hard feelings, but like we're not gonna be as close as we were? I don't know. Okay, wished her a good day, and the friend asked if she could call her, and she said, yeah. Okay, cool. I was gonna say it's a weird moral of the story is like find other friends. I don't know. All right, cool. So that was Edge of 17. That was fun. It had been a long time since I'd seen a high school movie. It had been a long time since I saw a high school movie like that in a while, so it was fun kind of revisiting that. It's also cool because like one of the main things I really like about the film, and I usually notice this in a lot of films. I don't see a lot of people talking about it, but if the weather looks amazing in films, it gets a point in my book already. Like it's like light sweater weather, autumns, you know, all that kind of stuff, and then being late September here. I live in Florida, but just kind of seeing that weather on screen, I don't know, it felt like a good week for us to watch this because the weather's been awesome outside too. But yeah, I don't know where this was set, but it looked awesome. It was like sweaters and shorts and stuff. That was cool. But the soundtrack is really great in this movie. It's written really well. I think like they say in trivia, like a lot of stuff was improvised, which kind of comes through at some points. I thought Haley Steinfeld was amazing in it. I thought Haley Richardson was really good. Woody Harrelson was great. Apparently he improvised a lot of his lines. Candy says, makes me wish we had actually had fall here. And Kathleen says, yeah, and everything is resolved without therapy. Yeah, exactly. It's weird because the movie would have been over in about 30 minutes if they just went to therapy, you know? So I kind of get that. But yeah, that would have been cool at the end if like she started seeing a therapist, you know, and it was resolved that way, because they all need to talk to professionals. But I thought the soundtrack was really good. It was well shot. It was well paced. I think we had read in trivia too that it was pretty much a different movie initially. It was very comedy heavy, kind of a jokey script. And then the producer said, you really need to give this some kind of emotional weight. So I don't know if the father dying and that whole subplot was added in after, but I think it elevated the movie a lot. It made the characters a lot more relatable. It made you kind of realize why she has abandonment issues, and like she's way too sensitive and kind of unempathetic is because she went through trauma as a kid at a young age. So I can see where her character comes from, even though she does a lot of unlikable things in it. It's one of those things where you just have to cast like the most likable person ever, like Haley Steinfeld, where they can kind of overcome that in the film. I like that it leans into the awkwardness of high school. A lot of high school movies, they kind of present very put together people, and I like that this kind of leaned into the awkwardness and the cringiness of high school, even though it does fall into that same trap of like, these do not look like high schoolers. Like even Erwin, who plays like the film nerd, like the film school nerd, is like is like a super attractive guy. Her brother's super attractive. Haley Lou Richardson and Hailey Steinfeld are all super attractive in high school. So like they don't feel like high schoolers in that respect, but as far as their characters and how they fumble their words and they talk about cringy shit, that all checks out. But I had a great time with it. I'm gonna go ahead and read this last trivia question here. So we have a tie game here. Whoever takes the next one between Candy and Jaws wins. If not, we'll go to, if someone else takes it, we'll just go to another sudden death question that'll come up here. But again, this is high school trivia for the win. What Happy Days actor plays the high school principal in Scream? What Happy Days actor plays the high school principal in Scream? Jaws says she's going to win. Well, we'll see, man. What if you know a high school actor? Shewine says the Fonz. Candy says Henry Winkler. That is correct as well. Candy did get that in first with the actual name, because the actor that plays the Fonz is correct, but it's Henry Winkler is the name. So Candy gets it. Candy wins again here. what we're gonna do is she'll get with me. We'll do a nominee. We'll do a really fun one for next week. Now we do have a guest on next week. We have Jonathan from Man of Movies is gonna be joining us on the stream next week. We're gonna do a horror theme. So we're gonna have Candy pick something horror related for her nominee. And then we'll have 4 others from John, Man of Movies. So definitely make sure to check out next week where we'll have our guest on, because that's going to be a fun one. And October is going to be very kind of Halloween horror related, obviously, for spooky season. So those of you guys that like horror and think it would be fun to do for the watch party, make sure to check out the next few weeks here. Again, make sure to follow my Instagram. Once the nominees are posted Wednesday, we'll do nominee trivia. We'll also post some stuff about the nominees in the Discord as well. And then make sure to join the Discord so that you can vote once we do post the nominees on Wednesday. But that's going to do it for this week, guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out, and I'll see you guys next Monday, same time.